everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Injustice 2 Superman. This Superman based off the video game Injustice 2. In that game, Superman lost everything, and it pushed him over the edge, and he pretty much became an evil version of Superman. I got this guy for the McFarlane toy store. Seemed like it took forever, but it finally arrived today. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse Superman. Here he is in the package. We have two alternate hands, collector's card, and display stand. One side of the package, Superman from Injustice 2. Other side, Superman. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits. There's his barcode. And on the back side, here's Superman from Injustice. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright. Now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with two alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands, a display stand, and a collector's card. Before I look at that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Superman from the Injustice universe, specifically Injustice 2. Superman is pretty much a villain in the Injustice universe. Now this figure looks a little bit different from the promo images. In the promo images, he had a lot of black and gold on his suit. And at first, I thought this one was going to be the Platinum Chase variant. But at this point, I don't think there was a Platinum for this figure. I think it's just a running change. This is the Injustice Superman figure. This is what you're getting. That one with the black trim, I don't think exists. So let's take a look. Start with his head here. He's a little bit older, I think. I don't know, the hair's up a little bit. He's got that sort of silver armor thing around his face. Looks very serious, very stern. As we go further down, he's got the Superman symbol connecting to his cape in the back. His suit has nice texture on it. You can see the detailing on the different parts. Pretty cool. The paint job, sort of a lighter blue. Then it's got like shiny blue, a little bit of gold trim, and red. Cape flowing a little bit to one side. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. The red on his boots, a little bit different than the red in his gloves. Overall, he does look pretty good, although I prefer a little bit of a more traditional Superman myself. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. It does look pretty good. Like I said, I'm not exactly a fan of the sort of armored look, but they definitely achieved the goal they're going for. Looks like the Injustice Superman. Well done. And here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with the boring stuff. Here's the display stand, typical McFarlane stand, black circle, flat, basic. Now for his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Superman from Injustice 2. On the back side, there's a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Now let's check out his hands. He has 4 of them, 2 left hands and 2 right hands. I personally feel every single Superman figure should have fists and flight hands, and they did a good job. They chose the right pairs of hands for this guy. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And then his other pair of hands. These hands would look good relaxed at his sides, but they can also double up as flight hands. And it would have been nice if it came with a flight stand. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now for his height. From bottom to the top of his head, staying at about 7.25 inches tall, which can translate to about 18.5 centimeters. Now for his articulation. Starting with his head. Of course, he can rotate from side to side. Very tight there. Can look up and down about that far. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Really having some very tight that rotation there. Shoulders, and they have these shoulder pads that are soft. They're going to move out of the way. Go out about 90 degrees. Up, down, around. He does have this butterfly joint here, increasing the range of motion and covers a large gap there. He's got a bicep cut, but man, you can barely move that at all. Double jointed elbows, they go all the way in. His wrist can rotate and is going to be hinged as well. In his torso, he's got a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back a little bit. In his waist, he has another ball joint, rotate around, forward and back a lot more. Between the two, pretty good range of motion in his torso area. Legs, completely does the splits, McFarlane style hip joints. Then go forward about that much, back not much. Double jointed knees below that. And his ankle, forward and back. Rotate, tilt rock, and of course, to articulation. Here's a look at Superman hovering above the skies of Metropolis. Here's Superman in a flight pose coming right toward you, and a side view of Superman in a flight pose. Here's Superman pissed off using his heat vision. It all started when Superman was tricked by the Joker to kill Lois Lane and his unborn child, and triggered the bomb to destroy Metropolis, thus taking everything away from Superman. Superman goes to confront the Joker. Batman is pleading with Superman not to do this. Of course, Superman chooses the path of revenge, thus setting everything in motion, Injustice and Injustice 2. Now let's check them out. Next is some of their action figures, starting off with some of their Injustice figures. Here he is, next to Brainiac, the other figure for this wave. Superman and Brainiac. There is a Platinum Chase variant of Brainiac. If anybody out there has a lead on where I can get one, please drop me a line in the comments below. Here's Superman, next to the Injustice Flash and Gorilla Grodd. This is the first wave of Injustice figures that McFarlane released. Gorilla Grodd also had a Platinum Chase variant in silver armor. The next wave consisted of Flash in his white suit, Hot Pursuit Flash, and Dr. Fate from Injustice. The Dr. Fate figure also had a Platinum Chase variant in a lighter blue color, and after that, they released a wave that had Green Arrow and the Reverse Flash. This Green Arrow also had a Platinum Chase variant, the unpainted artist proof type. Next, they released a wave with Batman and Green Arrow. This Green Arrow has the hat on, a little more traditional. This was part of the DC Direct Page Puncher line, came with its own Injustice comic. Then they made another wave of Page Punchers. This one had Supergirl and another version of Dr. Fate from Injustice. And the most recent Injustice 2 release is the Amazon exclusive Injustice 2 3-pack with Batman, Supergirl, and Dr. Fate. Supergirl and Dr. Fate are exactly the same figures, which is quite disappointing. And Batman is just a horrible figure with yellow on the side, which is also quite disappointing, but at least he's a little bit different. Here are all of the different characters McFarlane has made from Injustice 2. 9 so far, and there's an unlimited amount they could still make. Here's McFarlane's entire Injustice 2 collection, with the exception of the Platinum Chase Brainiac, of course. Here he is, next to my Mattel Injustice figures, Batman, Armored Batman, and the Joker. Then, next to my SH Figure Arts Injustice figures, Batman, Joker, and Harley Quinn. And now, next to the Storm Collectibles, Injustice Bane. Now let's check him out. Next is one of the McFarlane Superman figures. Here he is, next to the first one, the Action Comics 1000 Superman. And here he is, next to McFarlane's Rebirth Superman. Then, next to the Batman The Dark Knight Returns Superman. And now, next to the Page Puncher Superman. Here he is, next to the Hush Superman. Then, with the first appearance Superman. And now, next to the Henry Cavill DC Cinematic Universe Superman. Here are all of the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Superman figures. I have a total of 33. These are all of them so far. The next couple coming out I can think of are going to be, there's a Superman vs. Cyborg 2-pack, and then there's also a recently revealed Classic Superman. Now check them out. Next is one of their recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Entertainment Earth exclusive Blacklight Zarnar Batman, Infinite Frontier Joker and Scarecrow. And here he is, next to the Batman The Last Night on Earth Batman vs. Omega 2-pack. Then, next to the Batman Beyond vs. Justice Lord Superman 2-pack. And now, next to the Jim Gordon as Batman and the Dark Knights of Steel Batman. Here's Superman, next to both versions of the Santa Batman. And here he is, next to some Entertainment Earth exclusive sketch figures. We have the Rebirth Superman, the Batman Who Laughs, and the White Knight Batman. Then, next to the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Black and White Accent Joker and Martian Manhunter. And now, next to some McFarlane Toy Store exclusive figures, we have the Patina variant of Superboy Prime and Merciless, then the Interrogation Room Joker and Catman. Here's this new Superman, next to the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom movie wave. And here he is, next to the Black and Gray Hush Batman and the GameStop exclusive Batman and Batraptor 2-pack Batman. Then, next to some recent Walmart exclusive figures, we have the Vampire Superman and Green Lantern, then Black Lightning and Captain Atom. And now, next to some recent Target exclusive figures, we have both versions of the Rebirth Supergirl, Sinestro Corps Batman, and Ted Kord Blue Beetle. Here's Superman, next to the Jokerized Dark Knight Trilogy wave, Collectability Jokerized Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. And here he is, next to some more Jokerized stuff. Then, next to the McFarlane Collector's Edition Wave 2, we have both versions of Firestorm, both versions of Hawkman, and both versions of Sinestro. And now, next to the Amazon exclusive Batman, Batwoman, and Clayface Rebirth 3-pack. Here's the Superman, next to the Amazon exclusive Atomic Skull vs. Superman 2-pack. And finally, next to the Ultimate Batman Movie 6-pack, Now let's check him out next to some action figures from different various companies so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect and work way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Superman figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out next to all the other McFarlane DC Multiverse Superman figures, here he is, next to some more McFarlane toys. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane toys, all 7-inch scale, and now, here he is, next to some Jack Specific and some DST or Diamond Select toys. Here's the Superman next to a screwdriver. This is the Phillips style, just wait till the gold label flathead. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and some NECA Superman figures. Then, next to both some Mattel and some Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and some Mattel Superman figures. And now, next to some Mafex and some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, next to some SH Figure Arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a very nice Superman figure. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Injustice Superman suit. The weird thing around his face, the sort of semi-armored look. It's just not my thing. I prefer more traditional Superman. That being said, they did an excellent job with this. I think the execution is fantastic. Texturing the suit, the articulation, they got the right hands. If I had to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, and maybe I'm undershooting it. Maybe it should be a little bit higher, but my distaste for the suit does affect the rating a little bit. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.